Hey guys, thank you for watching another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what you need for your Audi TTRS or RS3 in order to make 600 horsepower. Just a quick disclaimer, this is for educational purposes only. I am just giving you guys info on what is needed for that to be achievable, that power figure. And I'm not advising you on what to do. You know, as most of you know already probably, that if you tune your car or modify it in a extreme way and you take it to the dealer and they find out, you are gonna lose your factory warranty or whatever extra warranty you paid for. I'm not sure, but yeah guys, just a quick disclaimer. But if you're like me and you don't really care about your factory warranty or anything like that and want to push the potential of your car, because these cars have a lot of potential, the TTRSs and RS3s, I mean, they come underrated already from the factory just for marketing purposes. I mean, I don't think they'd really sell the RS5 if they weren't underrated like how they are. But if you're like me, this is the video for you. If you are new to this platform or you've had this for a while and you're ready to get to it and start, you know, making the car a little bit more fun and having more fun with it, this is the video for you. You are able to go north of 600 horsepower, around the 620 range on the current software, at least that I'm on. You're not going to be able to achieve that on normal pump gas. You're going to have to go on E85. If you don't know what that is, it's 85% ethanol, 15% gas. Not all E85 is the same, but if you don't have E85 around you, this is still, like, don't worry, that you are still able to achieve those power figures on just normal 93 pump gas, probably even 91. But as you can already guess, that it's not gonna be on the stock turbo. So I will explain more of that as we get through the video. All right guys, so I'm gonna start off with a bolt-on that is so simple that almost anybody can just install in their garage or whatever, but it is the intake. The stock intake on these cars is rather restricting, and if you want to push the highest horsepower you can, you're gonna want to switch out that intake for something less restrictive. For example, I have the 4-inch Unitronic intake. It's a closed box. My reason for getting an intake with a closed filter is because it's less prone to heat soak, and as well as I didn't want that, you know, induction intake, you know, that air noise that an open cone filter has. That's why I, even though it's very pricey for these cars to get a closed filter intake, I still went with that because it's very worth it. Trust me, believe me, it's so worth it. And it's also increases the sound as well, but not to where it's so obnoxious to say. But with an intake, you have to get a turbo inlet pipe. That is the front of the turbo. That is literally right after the intake. I will put some pictures up, but that is a pretty simple install as well. But it's something that will take you a lot more time than just installing an intake. But it's good to do them both together because, I mean, you have to remove the intake anyways to get to the turbo inlet and install it. I went with a 4-inch turbo inlet pipe. Absolutely recommend getting that over 3-inch that other companies sell. A lot of companies sell just a 3-inch, but I mean, if you're gonna swap it out, you might as well go with the 4-inch, you know what I mean? So along with the intake and the turbo inlet pipe, you also need a downpipe as well as mid pipes. Well, there are many catless and catted downpipes out there. If you want to squeeze out the most power as possible, you want to go fully catless. But there also are some high flow cat or race cat applications out there, which is personally what I went with at first because of wastegate rattle that these cars have from the factory. Some people don't really care about that and they just want a straight track weapon, so they go fully catless. The installation for these though, for the downpipe and the mid pipes, it is a longer job than an intake and the turbo inlet. takes a lot more steps to install this than these two other mods. So when you decide to go with aftermarket downpipes and mid pipes, you are going to want to get an ECU tune, preferably a stage 2 tune. I personally am with Unitronic. I absolutely recommend them for all of you. They are the best in the game, but it doesn't stop there. Once you are pushing that much power, I absolutely recommend that you guys get a TCU tune for the transmission. As you guys probably know, that these cars have a dual clutch DSG direct shift gearbox transmission, and it is an amazing transmission. Absolutely love it. It shifts super fast, but you are gonna need to get that tune to cooperate with the power that the engine is putting out, and Unitronic has those available for you guys. Absolutely recommend you guys go with Unitronic. Like I said, they have it all. When you guys decide to upgrade your TCU to either the stage 1 or stage 2 TCU software, you are going to want to get an upgraded DSG catch can. There are a lot of options out there. Me personally, I went with the 034 Motorsports DSG catch can, and it hasn't failed me. What's happened to a lot of people that don't upgrade their DSG catch can is that their stock one has spit oil like around their engine and stuff, and it's due to the increased pressure of the transmission, you know, after you get a TCU tune. But that is a crucial thing, in my opinion, that you want to get for your car so you can have the transmission performing as it should. So now that you are stage 2, you also are going to want to get 1-step colder spark plugs. I go with NGKs, the ones that Unitronic sells on their website. You can get them on other websites as well, like Euro Tuning, Modded Euros. There's a lot of great websites out there to purchase these NGK spark plugs from, and you don't have to go with NGKs. There are other brands as well. As long as they're 1-step colder, spark plugs are crucial. So aside from bolt-ons, this is another thing that you are going to need that I absolutely recommend, because we are starting to get into E85 and ethanol, and you are going to want to know how much ethanol is in your car when you are mixing it, or even just putting full E85. You are going to want to know, and you are going to want to go test the E85 and see what level it is reading at, because sometimes it does not read 85% ethanol. Sometimes it'll be like E70, maybe all the way down to like E55, E50. You never know. Every gas station is different, so make sure you get one. It's a ethanol content analyzer. I personally went with Fuel It, but there are other options out there. I think even Unitronic has their own option, but as long as you can tell how much ethanol content is in your gas, you should be fine. As for testing the E85 at the gas station, I recommend you get a test tube. You can get one on Amazon, on a lot of websites. There are a variety of little test tubes that you can buy. Another thing that is very crucial for you to have when you go stage 2 that I've seen a lot of people skip out on is an intercooler. You are going to want to go with an intercooler, trust me, because this will keep your intake air temperatures down and will keep that charged air very cool, because the factory intercooler is not good enough. It's very small, and there are a lot of choices out there for intercoolers. Me personally, I went with the CTS turbo intercooler because I didn't think I was going to go anything higher than stage 2, but I am going stage 3 very soon, and it is something that I'm going to need to upgrade, and I think I'm going to go with the IROS intercooler. If you guys are thinking about doing that in the future, I recommend you guys just go with a big intercooler that can support maybe 1,000 horsepower or something, or maybe something that can support a little over 700 horsepower. As long as your intercooler is upgraded to something that can support north of 600, you should be fine. There are a lot, I'm pretty sure most of them do, every upgraded intercooler does, but that is very crucial, and it's a rather easy install. I did it myself as well. You just got to remove the bumper, and the intercooler is just right there, and it's just a simple bolt-on. So the last thing you need are upgraded port injectors. If you're on stage 1 plus software, you can run 85 on the stock port injectors. But if you want to reach 600 horsepower or more, you are going to want to go with upgraded port injectors. I went with Unitronics. They were a simple install as well. These cars are amazing for having direct and port injection, so basically 2 injectors per cylinder. That is one of the main reasons why these cars can run 85 from the factory. I mean, just stage 1 plus, you can run 85 on the stock fuel system, and that is very amazing because there aren't many cars that can do that. You know, stock fuel pump, everything. It's very amazing. I do not recommend you guys skip out on any of this hardware or any software. You want your car to have everything that the tune needs. You want your car to perform the best it can, the most reliably it can, and so you can have a long-lasting, freshly tuned, very great fast car. Now, for those of you that don't have E85 local to you or don't want to risk putting E85 in your car, the way to go is going with a hybrid turbo. For example, a TTE 700. This is not like a full frame turbo. This is a hybrid turbo, like I said. If you don't know what a hybrid turbo is, it's basically, most of the times it's your stock turbo. You send it out to TTE, the turbo engineers, for example, and they machine out the compressor wheel. They put a bigger wheel in it, something along those lines. I mean, I don't build turbos, so I don't really know. That's what it is. It's basically your stock turbo, but it's upgraded. Now, if you go with a TTE 700, you are going to need all the hardware that I mentioned before, all the bolt-ons. You know, maybe not ethanol content analyzer. You don't need that if you're not going to go E85, but it would be cool to have one, you know, if you want to do like a E17, E15 mix to, you know, boost your octane level a bit. Sorry guys, but unfortunately the camera died that was mounted to the car, so I'm using my other camera now. But as I was saying, if you want to reach the 600 horsepower mark on your Audi TTRS or RS3, I absolutely recommend the TTE 700 or any other hybrid turbo that can get you to that level on 93 octane pump gas, even 91 if you don't want to run 93. If you go with this turbo, you don't have to get a ethanol content analyzer since you're not running E85, and if you want to just stay with pump gas. But it would help if you want to run 93 octane, because if you only have 92 or 91 octane local to you and you want to run a 93 file to reach that 600 horsepower mark, it would help to have an ethanol content analyzer to run like maybe an E17 blend or E15 blend, E20 blend even, and that will boost your octane a bit and get you to 93 octane, especially if you have 92 octane local to you like I do personally. So that's what I do, and that is something that you'll probably need to do if you want to push over 600 horsepower. If you do decide to go with a TT 700 or any other hybrid turbo instead of a stage 2 E85 software, I do recommend you also get the rest of the other hardware that I mentioned before. Bolt-ons, software. I believe it'll be a stage 3 TCU tune if you do go with a TT 700. But that being said, guys, that is gonna be it for the video. I hope this taught you guys something and maybe showed you guys what route you want to take if you want to stick with E85 or not go with E85 and go with a TT 700 and go over 600 horsepower. Whatever it may be, they're both great routes. But that is going to be it for the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, and if you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. I really appreciate your guys' support, and I'll see you in the next video.